I'm Carolyn Mongeau, and I and Richard, my husband, have lived here at Elderberry for probably about a little over 3 years. And
I'm Karen Cameron, and my husband Stuart Cameron and I have lived at Elderberry Cohousing for 2 years.
I'm Mary Bennett, and I have lived at Elderberry for almost 2 years.
I am Mary Kay Doyle, and I am a 1-month Elderberry resident. And the week I moved in was the week we had to implement social distancing.
Wow. Tell me what that was like.
Well, believe it or not, I was fine with it because while everybody else was trying to get used to not being able to engage with each other, I was so thrilled to be part of a community. And so I felt like I was doing the opposite of everybody else. I was rejoicing in the fact that I had 20 some people that I knew their names, and they knew my name, and I knew their pets' names, and we waved to each other, and I was okay with no hugging.
I love being here, and one of the things that I've realized is that for a lot of my friends who live in town, they aren't seeing anybody. Where, you know, we get out, we keep social distancing, but we still, like Mary Kay said, we still wave at each other. Mary Kay started something where we say goodnight to each other at 8 o'clock. You know, we kind of have been really creative in finding ways to stay connected at least 6 feet apart.
one of the things that we love to do here is sing. Mary played guitar, and another guy played harmonica, and we had maracas, and we just had a great time singing together. We're looking for fun things to do. We had a great croquet game earlier this week.
We did. It was great.
Some co-housing places closed their common house. We did not. We figured we could be intelligent and keep our social distance and still have fun together.
We have a wonderful sewing team that made up everybody in our community, plus outside our community, these masks to wear, which was a big effort, sewing and all the things that they had to do to make the process work.
Well, and actually Mike can talk more because he hasn't said anything yet, but he was like the master of the mask making, effort.
Well, I did nothing with the sewing, of course, but I can cut material out, so that was enough for me. But it was everybody else who did the sewing and putting together, so that was good.
I think one of the things we've noticed is different people's feelings about the virus and about the importance of social distancing, and that's been kind of interesting. There are a couple people who probably are staying more inside than they usually do, and I think all of us are noticing that. We feel kind of bad about that, but it's because they are worried. So it's part of living in co-housing is to sort of learn what other people's tolerances are and what their fears, what their confidence levels are, and that's become more apparent to me during this whole crisis.
What we would do if one of the members became positive.
Right.
Good point.
And have you had any thoughts about that, or?
My sense is that we're in denial, that we're counting on it not happening.
If somebody did come down with it, obviously they would be in isolation. We would be bringing them food, keeping it at their door. But if they're really sick, then that's an issue, because we have a number of single people here, and how we would care for them, we would need to be really thinking that through carefully, and we have not done that yet.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens when a vaccine is available, because we do have some people here who are anti-vaxxers, and so they might not be willing to get the vaccine. And so we'll see how that goes.
There's one other thing that I'm not sure if it's an advantage or a disadvantage but we haven't had our business meetings. And being on the facilitator team, there's one part of it that's like, it's kind of a disadvantage because we aren't connecting through that meeting or getting anything done. But it's been really kind of nice to not have to do the business meeting.
I'll second that.
It almost sounds like this whole COVID craziness is what I've been calling it, has actually kind of brought you guys closer together in some way. Do you think that's true? Or were you just close to begin with?
I think we were close to begin with. Yeah. But I think it's been made more obvious that it's important for us to be together. So we go the extra mile to make sure we can get together.
Yeah, I think we're trying to not lose what we have, that we're trying to stay connected through this the way we might otherwise be.
It seems like people are trying to. Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
As much as we do together, there is still that actual physical closeness that is not as close. And that's tough because I know especially in our group, we have a lot of people who like to touch and hug. And that's there. So that part of it is lacking, but I think we've made up for it in other ways.
Thanks, everybody. Good luck. Stay healthy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.